All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers, and peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect out there pushing this word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, and what I want to go into is the inescapable judgment, all right, of this age, okay, of this current world, this society that is ruled by Esau Edom, okay, because Esau Edom, all right, has led a rebellion in the planet Earth, that's going to lead to the greatest judgment that the earth has ever seen. The way that the Lord is going to judge in the earth, okay, is going to cause the earth to rock to and fro, literally, man, and that's going to be the anger of the Lord judging Esau and his age and everyone that's in cahoots with this devil, man. Okay? That's why the Lord is going to allow this MOTB to be implemented first, okay, before the nuclear destruction. Because the MOTB, you take the MOTB, that guarantees you the nuclear destruction. That guarantees that you're going to get the full wrath of the Heavenly Father, okay, which will, we'll get that judgment in the scriptures. But when you go here to Isaiah 24:18, and it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For the windows from on high are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake. So it said the windows on high from open, are open. Now, when you go to the flood, the Lord opened up the windows from on high, all right, and brought down water, flood the earth with water. Now the Lord is finna open up the windows from on high and flood America with nukes. Okay? Oh, it's why America will be what? The lake of fire spoken of in the book of Revelation. So the Most High is finna open up, all right, the heavens, okay, and rain fire on America, man. Okay? Because of his wickedness, because of its rebellion, because America is the problem of the planet Earth. Esau Edom is a problematic nation of the earth, okay? And the country, the empire that these elites, okay, have exalted to influence the earth in wickedness is America, okay? So the Lord, why scripture call, as a matter of fact, let's go here real quick. Let's go here to Isaiah 13. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 19. I get straight to the point. It says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency. You see? In Babylon, the glory of kingdom. You see, the elites, have invested so much into America. That's why America, has had, the number one economy in the world for so long, because it's been backed by these elite families, these elite bankers, man, beginning with the Rothschild. Okay, so America has been the glory, all right, of the elites. The Chaldeans are the modern day elites. Okay, they're the Chaldeans, just like those Chaldeans were heavy into astrology, okay, left hand magic, during the time of the Babylonians. Well, the elites, they operate with a left hand priesthood. Okay, they operate heavy in the left hand. You see, and these devils have, used America as a platform to run the whole earth in wickedness, man. Okay, to influence the earth in wickedness, man. Okay, so Babylon has been the glory, all right, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, so America, all right, was always predestined, all right, to be destroyed by nuclear fire, man. Okay, in this third world war. And that's why the Lord has, all right, these Edomites in a predicament to where they have to go, all right, into this war. These Edomites in the West, all right, because the beast, okay, system, okay, consists of these Western Edomite governments, man, America, NATO, and the EU. Okay, and the Lord got these nations of the West in a position to where they got to go to war. Okay, and in this war, these European nations are going to flip on America. All right, and the kings of the East, Russia, China, Iran, okay, North Korea, India, all right, these different BRICS nations, okay, they're going to shoot nukes on America along with these EU nations, man, okay, and that's going to be America judging. I mean, that's going to be the Lord judging America like He did Sodom and Gomorrah, okay. So the beauty of the Chaldees, all right, which is the American Empire, is going to be destroyed the same way as Sodom and Gomorrah, man, and it's an inescapable judgment. This is where everything is building up to. Okay? Because as America is becoming the lake of fire, the elect are going to be in the chariots, man. Okay? And that's why the Lord is allowing, the sea hip to be made mandate first. Because if you take that sea hip, all right, because everybody's going to be tried. Because we all have to be tried before, this is just beginning with Israel. Before the deliverance and the destruction, all right, everybody is going to be tried. Every Israelite in the earth is going to be tried. Okay? And we're going to see if we really believe. Okay? We're going to have to be ready to give up everything, even our life. The scriptures speak about these were beheaded. All right? Those that were beheaded because they didn't take the MOTB. Okay? So we're going to have to put everything on the line. Okay? To show our faith with Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. Even the possibility of death, that's a possibility. Okay, so faith has to be shown before the Lord allows this great destruction and this great deliverance, man. You see? So the MOTB, which is to try the world, has to be mandated first, and then that's going to open up the door, all right, for the Lord to do what? Open up the windows of heaven, man, and shake this bitch with these nukes, man. All right, and also the return of the chariots and Yahweh Shai. Okay? Yahweh Shai and the chariots, say that correctly. But this is Isaiah chapter 24. Okay? This is Isaiah 24 and 19. It said, the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. Okay? Now the whole planet Earth is not going to be broken down. Is that the earth is going to be destroyed. Okay? But they're shaking to and fro, man. Hey, that's going to shake down this infrastructure. The fire is going to be cleansing the earth, cleansing the water. Okay? All these earthquakes and tsunamis, man, it's going to do a lot of damage in the earth, man. Okay? But the earth itself abided forever. But the Lord is finna renovate the earth with these nukes, man, because He's finna. Hey, the kingdom, okay, is gonna be built off a blank canvas, man. All this old infrastructure, all these idols, and this concrete, and all this shit gotta get put up. These highways and interstates, all that gotta go, man. Okay, the kingdom, the infrastructure of the kingdom is gonna be all right. Of another glory, of another fashion. Okay, ain't gonna be no I-55, I-20. Okay, what they call it? You're the Autobahn or whatever. Ain't none of that. That system is over with. Okay, the Lord coming with a true, all right, reset. Okay, a real reset in the earth, man. Okay, and it's gonna be through great destruction. All right. Verse 20 says, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and it says, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. And that's talking about this Edomite kingdom. Okay, because right now the earth is given into the hand of Esau. All right, but the Lord finna destroy, all right, Esau's kingdom, man. Okay. He finna destroy everything that this man has built up, and it'll never rise again. Okay? That's why it says this in Isaiah 14. Okay? There'll never be a heathen kingdom to rise again. And there'll never be an Edomite kingdom to rise again after this, man. That's why it says in Isaiah 14, okay, and 21, it says, prepare slaughter, all right, for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. Okay, which those devils, those wicked devils, that was back then, you see on the slave movies, guess what? They're back. Because he might just say, well, we wasn't back then. We wouldn't have did that. We feel bad that happened to y'all. No, you them coming back just to be judged, man. Okay, through the process of reincarnation, man. You are them coming back for the sake of judgment, man. Okay, you devils didn't get away. You devils that was pointing at Jake while Jake was hanging. Okay, you Edomites that were tearing Jake's apart with dogs, feeding Jake babies to gators. Okay, you devils that had Jake on their middle passage crammed up like cargo. Okay, on them cargo slave ships, man. Okay, you a buck breaking Jake. All y'all them Edomites are back today to be judged, man. All right, this is why it says prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Okay, so there's gonna come a time when you devils are gonna be removed from power, and that's very soon. Okay, because this third world war is gonna remove you Edomites from power. That's the cutting asunder of times. That's the end of the period where heathens are allowed to have rule. That's the end of mortals being in rulership. All right, because the sons of God, we're going to be immortal. Okay, that's why Scripture say this is the beginning of immortality. Okay, this is going to be the beginning of the rule of the immortals, man. You see? So the Lord is going to begin the rule of the immortals. All right? It said that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world, okay, with cities, man. So that's, this current rulership of this earth, okay, or this society, this age is going to fall and never rise again, man. Okay? This is the last time where the Lord is going to change rulership from one people or the other. Jacob is up next and Jacob is last. There's nothing else after the kingdom of Israel, man. Okay? This is going to be that permanent judgment in the earth that the Lord's getting ready to establish, man. As brother was getting into the other day in the live stream, man. You see? So, going from there, let's get this in Jeremiah 49 and 13. And it said, for I have sworn by myself, said the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the city thereof shall be perpetual waste. Okay, all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste, and there's going to be thermonuclear destruction and the chariots, man. Okay, this is an inescapable judgment, all right, that the world is going to have to face. This age is going to have to face this inescapable judgment, man. And if you take that sea hip, you're going to be right in the midst of that, man. Okay, you Israelites that take this sea hip, okay, here in America, man, you're going to be in the midst, all right, of the Lord's anger, man. Okay, it said verse 17, also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. Okay, because the last plagues are what? The nukes, man, and the world. All right, hey, this gonna be televised, man. You see, this destruction of America, man. The Lord gonna make sure everyone, all right, sees this destruction, man. Okay, that's why so many devices. Even in third world countries, you got, all right, people with iPhones, okay, tablets, okay, with Wi-Fi. Like everybody, the Lord has made, these devices so accessible, which Esau's wicked agenda is to, track and monitor, but the Lord God, to where these same devices that these devils use to track and monitor, okay, to spy, all right, the same technology which his destruction is going to be made visible to all, man. It said they shall hiss at the plagues thereof, man. You see some gruesome, you like, ooh, it's gonna be that hissing, like, damn. That's how it's gonna be when people see the visuals of the destruction of America, man. Okay, it says, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, said the Lord, no man shall abide there, neither shall the Son of Man dwell in it. Okay, and it always ends in the same judgment of Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, which those are who? Canaanites, man. Okay, and what did Iran, just got through doing? Okay, burning Baal, which was the main deity of those Canaanites, man. Going into those lewd sexual rituals. Okay, then you have Molech, all right, which was the god of the children's sacrifice. Okay, because this is the energy them devils coming in, man. Not only just the open, moral behavior, man, but those secret rituals that these devils are doing behind the scenes, man. They really getting down, all right, like Sodom and Gomorrah, man. All right, those Canaanites whom the Lord despised, man. Okay, so this is why the Lord is exposing the behavior of these devils, which is still just, the tip of the iceberg. But the Lord is exposing the behavior of these devils right before the judgment, man. Okay? And also, if you take this C-hip, there's you agreeing, all right, to all the wickedness of these devils. You're saying that you're okay with the wickedness, all right? You just want to continue on in this system, man. And that's why when you go here, because the Lord is exposing the beast. He's putting it out there. He's letting you know fully what these devils are about, what they own, what they stand for. He's putting it fully out there, man. So if you take on, okay, if you merge with this technology, man, okay, that's the ultimate, that's the most rebellious thing that you can do as an Israelite, man. All right, because these other nations, they're done anyway. Okay, they out of there. They just gotta roll with it. All right, but you Israelites, the Lord raised up prophets to warn you, man, and teach you and feed you with knowledge and understanding about the times that we in, about who you are, who your power is, and what He's getting ready to do, man. Okay, Revelation 14 and 9, it says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture," man. Okay, so if you merge with this man's technology, you allow this man, if you consent to, all right, letting this man put this technology in you, okay, then ain't no coming back from that. That's the biggest rebellion. That's the most rebellious thing you can do as an Israelite, is merge with this man's technology, man, which is complete satanic and rebellious to the Most High. Okay? So what's going to be the consequence of that? The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, in the presence of the Lamb. Okay? So taking that C-hip, man, that means you're going to be in the midst of this great judgment. All right, because what's going to be making the earth shake to and fro is all these missiles, all these warheads hitting America, man, at the same time, back to back. Okay, and if you take the C-hip, you're going to be ground zero in the midst of that, which is, that's the Lord's anger without mixture, man. Okay, undescribable pain and torment. Nah, man. Hey, may the Lord have mercy, all right, on the sincere elect, man. So that's the point. Just wanted to get into that. Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified. Till next time, I say shalom. Kwam Yashala, Abab, Abba, Shalom.